Welcome to Soapbox, you fucking idiot.
What did you call me?
What?
Did you just call me a fucking idiot?
Bro, I was watching the new Anthony Rogers.
Still hear me?
My name's Anthony Rogers, and I enjoy everything I've ever done.
Yeah. Cool. I'm just not sure whether I'm coming through my ears or through my phone because I don't think it really matters to me.
I love corporate slop bowls. They fuel my body and soul, so I can be a productive worker. The faster I eat my slop, the sooner I can go back to my email job. It tastes like optimization. My favorite flavor. Imagine if private equity was a restaurant, or if you could make AI-generated food. When I eat my slop, I become one with the algorithm that created us. For only $18, I never have to think about what to cook for lunch, because my corporate slop mommy makes it for me. It's healthier than fast food after all, and fully customizable. I love having all these choices. Your little local spot can't do that. No, I prefer authentic, fast casual. It is my duty to support Big Slop. It goes perfect with my corporate housing development.
But it's not, it's the Anthony Rogers Show. Tell all of your friends to watch the Anthony Rogers Show. The Anthony Rogers Show.
I hear lots of banging.
It's the best show in the universe. The Anthony Rogers Show.
Am I missing something?
No, we're rolling the intro right now.
Hey everyone, it's Frank out.
But it's not, it's the Anthony Rogers Show. Tell all of your friends to watch the Anthony Rogers Show. The Anthony Rogers Show. It's the best.
Download SDL, get on the list to be a member. So that's high-rising co-working spaces, office spaces, music studio, podcast studio, conference room, free parking garage, gym access, rooftop pool, all downtown St. Louis included in your membership. Bam, new shirt design. Fresh in, just came in this weekend, but I was doing comedy shows, so I just now have time for the promo. This is the prototype of it, basically. So if you are a model, hit me up. Basically, if you don't have to be a fucking model, but if you want to model this shirt on my website and in my ads, hit me up. And then if you are a model, cool, you already fucking do it, so that's good too. But I'm just saying, and then if you want to buy it, hit me up. I'll do about $25 for this round of shirts. I'm not gonna do that many of them, so hit me up.
You know about rolling down in the deep. When your brain goes numb, you can call them into freeze. When these people talk too much, but the shit is slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. What you know about rolling down in the deep.
They're coughing and banging.
Maybe there's people banging. I hope there's people banging.
Hope people are banging somewhere.
This is the best show in the universe.
I'm all alone.
The
Yeah.
Anthony Rogers Show.
Hope someone's banging.
Recorded live in downtown St. Louis. Do you even know where that is, you fucking idiot? Everyone else's show is most likely ran by someone that has a picture with Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm not supposed to hear
Ghislaine Maxwell.
anything else.
Remember
right?
when we
I don't
found
hear
out that all the famous people, royals, politicians,
No.
etc., are just satanic
But they can hear
pedophiles?
us. They
Then
can
we
hear
just
us
did
talking.
nothing about it and moved on with life.
Okay.
I think it was some Israeli black man.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, well. Anyway, like I was saying, here's the Anthony Rogers Show. The best show in the universe.
What's up? The 75% intro show. We're actually 10% over the show now after that intro. That's the longest intro I've ever heard in my entire life, and we're all older for being here. But a legendary show though. We got Zach Good from Smash Mouth. We got Frank McDonald, renowned weatherman. We got co-host Nikki Niley as always. So I mean, we survived the intro, guys. So good job. Yeah, we did it.
All I heard was dead air for about 2 minutes, so I hope it went well.
It's cold outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. It's pretty cold over where I'm at right now. And it got 10 to 6 inches of snow hitting the Sydney, Nova Scotia around late Tuesday night and the early Wednesday morning. 6 inches of snow in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. And Vancouver, British Columbia's getting a lot of rain. St. Louis, Missouri's going to get lots of tornadoes this week. And southeastern United States, central United States is in for the bad tornado season this year.
Great
Nice,
There'll be a
yes.
lot of tornadoes
So
in
this
Texas
man,
and
he's gonna
Oklahoma
give
and
us the weather.
Kansas and all those places. And the hurricane season starts June 1st in Atlantic and May 15th in the Eastern Pacific. And California's going to get a lot of Santa Ana winds this week. And there's a lot of people saying, Frank, they'll say AI, but it's not true. Here's me wiggling my fingers.
People are saying that you're AI.
So many people are saying Frank, they'll say AI, but it's not true.
Damn them.
Wow, that's rude. That's unbelievable.
And did you hear they had a 5.3 magnitude earthquake back on February 27th in Bangladesh in India border. They had a 5.3 magnitude earthquake last week.
Wow.
Where's this at?
Bangladesh India border had a 5.3 magnitude earthquake last week on February 27th.
That's a lot.
Damn.
And
I
if
can
you're here
confirm.
about this, I'm going on Hate Street Podcast tomorrow at 4 p.m. Atlantic, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific.
Nice, man.
I can confirm. February 27th was last week.
And here's Pitt Street in Sydney.
That's crazy.
Do you have any questions for our guest? Do you remember Smash Mouth, Frankie?
Here's Sydney, Nova Scotia.
It's like Frank.
Actually, I've never heard of that band.
I fucking love, dude. I love the band. We'll get there in a second, but like, let's fucking.
I'm showing all you guys Sydney, Nova Scotia.
That's so much snow, bro. That's crazy.
Then they got the Rick Fest coming to Sydney, Nova Scotia on July 10th, July 11th, and July 12th, 2026 at Opener Park in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Everyone in the whole world will have to come down Sydney, Nova Scotia for that.
Well, great talking to you guys. Gotta go.
The Rip Fest is taking place in Sydney, Nova Scotia on July 10th, July 11th, July 12th, 2026 at Opener Park in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah, brother.
And Gino Bisconte, the host of the Hot Water Show, is gone to Texas this week because his brother-in-law is getting married in Austin, Texas. That's Keanu's brother.
Big fan.
And Gino Bisconte is in Austin, Texas, and his brother Max Lodes is in Texas too because Gino's brother-in-law is getting married.
Nice, dude. What's
Excellent
California look like? I think everybody else is in California except for me. What's
That
what's
means last Wednesday, Ham Radio New York was canceled because so much snow cleanup in New York City last week because Ham Radio was canceled last Wednesday because it was so much snow in New York.
All right.
It's been nice here. It was like 70. It's been like 70 degrees there. Like I think.
So much specific information at the top of the show.
Well, he's the biggest weatherman of all time. This dude's never wrong about the weather. Like not even like.
Clearly,
he has like 1 million followers. He is the biggest autistic weatherman.
Probably the biggest weatherman, honestly.
Physically and literally. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he probably.
And tomorrow I'll be on. And not only that, tomorrow I'll be on Hate Street Podcast with Ethan Klein on Wednesday, March 4th at 4 p.m. Atlantic, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific.
You listen to Smash Mouth, Frankie?
Hate Street Podcast.
Straight to promo.
He's like, no.
Straight to promo. It's like a used car salesman on steroids with prediction of the weather. That's like he's always on this sell, dude. Like I respect that about him though, dude. Like to always be selling no matter what's crazy. Like I mean,
you do you, bro. You do you. Just hustle.
Well, Frank, you got any questions for Smash Mouth before we get out of here?
Hi, Smashbot. I'm doing great. How's the weather in your area so far?
Jumped in the water today. It's 72 degrees in Los Angeles. Beautiful.
That means Hate Street Podcast is located in Los Angeles, California. Ethan Klein, the host of Hate Street Podcast, lives in the same town as you.
All right. I thought Hate Street was in San Francisco.
He's in California, same state as you. It's the same
Okay.
time as you, 12 p.m. Pacific. I'll be on Hate Street Podcast.
All right. I can't wait to see it, man, or hear it. Good luck with that.
Hate Street Podcast.
Gotcha. Any more plugs before you go?
If you want to find me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. In my threads is at Frankie MacD 94. In my Reddit is Frank 94. My X formerly Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD 94. My TikTok is Frank 94. My Clapper is Frank 94. My Twitch is Frank 94. My Snapchat is Frank MBCD1. My YouTube channel stocks and my LinkedIn is Frank Dog. Best luck there. I'm Frank Dog. Nurse Anthony Rogers Souls. You guys will
Thank
see
you,
me
Frankie.
at
Thanks for
on
coming.
Hate Street Podcast at 4 p.m. Atlantic, 12 p.m. Pacific. And next Anthony Rogers Show is next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks, Frankie.
Rock and roll.
Thanks so much.
Bam. So like, now there's a banner going through my face.
So
All right, cool.
you survived the hazing.
That's not
Actually,
hazing.
we
That's not what
we
I
hazed
told him ahead
each
of
of
time.
our
I told him ahead of time. So I'm like, I
members.
can't just do this motherfucker. Like, we gotta make sure. Like,
I mean, I'm not your producer. If I were, I would say put that in the middle of the show. But you know, that's just me.
dude, I want to start this off strong though, man. Like Smash, like guys like I think you are too. Like I feel like guys like us shouldn't like Smash Mouth. Like I feel like but like they're so good, and it's like insanely like it's like a guilty pleasure. But you guys are so fucking good live, and like I feel like I mean everything I think I when I think about bands, like you guys do everything I would think that I wouldn't like. Like as far you know what I'm trying to say, like Shrek soundtrack, like one original member, I'd be like fuck that band, you know. But dude, seeing you guys live and like seeing like that is like it is fucking crazy to me how good you guys are live, and like just literally how good of a band you guys are. Like to be honest.
Yeah, the players are all awesome. Well, you came to like the Cleveland show, right? Was that Cleveland?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. That's right. The Arch. Yeah, that we had lunch at that by the ballpark, right?
Yeah.
What was I have no memory of the actual show itself. What was the venue we played? Did you remember?
Dude, it was forehand stage, bro. It was like this beer and something festival, and like, dude, it was like you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't mean this disrespectfully at all. I feel like you're punked. You're like,
was it the Bourbon and Beer Festival?
So
Yeah.
you kind of understand what I'm saying. It's like Smash Mouth like shouldn't be as good as they are almost, right? Like, isn't that fucking weird? Like,
was that the one with Blind Melon?
Yeah, you played with Blind Melon open for you guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was like a weird it was like in the street. I remember that show now. Yeah.
It was so good though, bro. Like that was such a good show, man. Like legit.
No, we put on it. We surprised a lot of people. I mean, like you said, you know, one original member. I'm the new singer for the last. It's going on 5 years already. But
you want to break it down like that, you know, but it's not applicable.
We have the players, we have the songs, and we have the good vibes. So yeah, every show we play is like that. Just you know, people are like, oh, I don't know what you know. They don't you know they want to hear the one song, and then all of a sudden we start playing, and it's a great show, and the band is amazing, and it's just like, you know, you said it. We're better than we should be. I don't know why.
Dude, like so good, man. It's crazy. Like I was just having a couple drinks, man. I'm like watching. I'm like, what? I was like, why is Smash Mouth so good live? And like just it was like I mean, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean like I like you're in Divided by Zero and stuff. So I mean, you have a lot of punk background and stuff, right? So it's like you understand like the mentality I'm saying, right? Like you like yeah. I feel like that band is like so much better than like it's like I was like what? Like,
I appreciate that. We have the players, you know, our drummer, Randy Cook, is one of the best drummers in the world. The guy is a monster. He plays with 1 million people. He's played on 1 million songs that you've heard that you didn't know was him for session stuff. You know, our bass player, Paul, founded the band. He's a great, incredible bass player. Very, very, intricate, interesting sort of like original bass lines that you wouldn't expect to hear in like sort of like a pop context because he has that kind of 60s punk influence. And then Sean Hurwitz, our guitar player, is just a machine. The guy just, you know, never misses a note, puts on a great show. So super positive, just interacts with the crowd. And then, you know, sort of our hidden gem is Michael Klooster, who's the keyboard player. The guy is just, a top jazz session player in Nashville that he plays 7 nights a week and just rips. And he can play any style, from Grateful Dead to John Coltrane, and it just everything in between. So every member is really good at what they do. And like I said, it's not even us, because we're playing these songs that have been around for 30 years, and it's helpful when there's more hits than most bands. You think there's 1 or 2 songs, but there's, like I tell most people, there's actually 7 that anybody would know off the street. And so when you play 20 songs in a set, and every second to third song is a stone cold hit, sometimes a number 1, it's kind of undeniable. It's just fun because from start to finish, it's just hit. So it's a lot of fun. People like it.
That's awesome.
I was surprised how many Smash Mouth songs I knew. Like, I mean, I know it's when I saw you, I'm like, I knew every song. Like, how is that possible? It just made
some of them are covers. Some of them are covers that they made famous. So it's like, but some of them are obscure covers that people don't even know are covers. But there are also 4 or 5 originals that are number 1s or number 2s or at least top 40. So yeah, there's a lot. I was surprised when I joined the band. I thought I only knew a couple songs. I was like, oh, I know that song. Oh yeah. So it just keeps growing. And then we've recorded a few since I've been in the band, and those have become kind of staples. Like the 2 that we play every show now are the cover of the Never Gonna Give You Up, the Rick Astley cover that became sort of like a staple of the set that people freak out on. And then we have the song that we put out last summer called Ride On, which is sort of this feel good kind of summertime jam, and it's sort of like become a fixture in the set. So yeah, there's new songs mixed in as well that people like too, not just the old ones.
Nice. That's awesome. So why did they change main singers?
I mean, that's not for me to say. I wasn't in the band when it happened. There's a lot of interviews and literature out there about what happened. It was very public, so you can Google Smash Mouth.
I literally have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's a long story. It's not for me to tell because I wasn't in the band.
Okay.
But things kind of went downhill, and apparently it was time for a change, and so that's what happened. You could look at the dirty details on TMZ if you want.
Got it. Okay. So is it felt weird trying to fill someone else's shoes?
I mean, it's always a bit weird. It's been, like I said, it's going on 5 years now.
Okay.
So it's, my very first show was a festival in front of 50,000 people. So we got the weirdness out of the way, right away. It was incredible. It was like this big festival in Guadalajara, Mexico, with the Strokes and Kings of Leon and Blondie and Death Cab and all these bands. And we went on and, in front of tens of thousands of people, and we had a really, really good set. And that was the first show. So it was just like, well, here we are. People seem to like it. And then we were just kind of took off running from there. And so we're on our 5th summer already. And,
that's awesome.
I don't really feel the weirdness at all. People are very accepting.
That's
of
great.
course, there's always the haters that are, in the comment section that'll be like, it's not the same. And I'm just like, my rote answer is like, of course it's not the same. I'm not Steve.
Yeah.
It's like the songs are great.
Yeah.
I sound a lot like him. But it's not the same. He's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's different, but things change, and name me. There's very few original bands out there that are still playing with all original members. So
very true.
that's just sort of the reality of, whether you're talking the Grateful Dead or Pink Floyd or Sublime or on down the line, and
yeah. Alice in Chains, the list goes on.
Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Iron Maiden.
What other bands were you playing in before?
I mean, I've been in bands since the 90s, so I could tell you the whole long story if you want, but you wouldn't have heard of any of them. None of them ever got super big.
Zero was probably his biggest band. I think it was a San Diego band. It was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, I started out in the 90s in a band called Ghoul Spoon, and that was my main band for basically all the 90s, and we put out 3 albums. We were pretty successful in San Diego. We came up in that Southern California scene with Korn and Deftones, Sugar Ray, Sublime, No Doubt, Blink, POD, Unwritten Law. Those were all our homies for 10 years. We played with them, Incubus, Snot, all these bands a zillion times. And we kind of just never quite made it past that kind of hurdle. So around the turn of the century, we changed our name to Divided by Zero and got new management and a new label. And we put another album out in 2006. And that was more successful. And we toured around, and that went great. Then it kind of fell apart. So after that, I started another band with all my solo material called Secret Seven. I did that for 5 years. That was a little bit more
Cool.
singer-songwritery, kind of Beatlesy, psychedelic vibe.
Nice. Love that.
And then I was doing some tribute stuff here in LA. I did a Beastie Boys tribute, a Beatles tribute, a bunch of.
I love the Beatles. The Beatles are probably my favorite band growing up as a kid.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm a huge Beatles guy.
Yeah.
So I actually sang. It was the 50th anniversary for Abbey Road a couple years ago, and so we did like a theater tour. And I did all the vocals for the whole album, like in order, is the whole thing.
Wow, that's so cool.
So I've been doing stuff for since I was a kid. I mean, I was a theater kid. I did acting. I did off Broadway. I did commercials. I did musicals. So I did all that before I was even in rock band. So I've been doing this for a long time. Putting my 10,000 hours in.
Performer from the beginning. That's awesome.
What was it like going from like punk roots like to a band like Smash Mouth? Is that the natural progression of like us getting older, or is it like or is it just, or was it difficult like transferring like that?
No, I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between my 90s 2000s bands and Smash Mouth, and we had a lot of. They both had like punk, ska, reggae influences. That was one of the things we bonded over when I was kind of auditioning, vibing with these guys. Is like we all had the same influences from like Fishbone to Red Hot Chili Peppers to Pixies to X to punk rock, Dead Kennedys, Sex Pistols, all that stuff. So it's like we liked a lot of the same music. I would just say that my bands were maybe a little bit more on the metal, sort of like alternative Incubus, System of a Down kind of side, and Smash Mouth was more on the punk ska side. And then they had great songs. Like that. Looking back now at my bands now that didn't make it 20 years ago, I'm like, we didn't have Walking on the Sun, we didn't have All Star and these songs. Like they just wrote great songs that had this pop sensibility, at the right place at the right time, and they just took off. So it wasn't really that much of a difference. It's not like the type of music is that different. I really consider Smash Mouth the same kind of band that I was in, which is sort of like you can do a reggae song, you can do a heavy song, you can do a pop song. A lot of bands can't do that. There's very few bands, like say No Doubt is a good example of that, where they can do any genre and it's believable. Whereas like, say whatever, a punk straight ahead punk band, like an Epitaph band is not going to play, a ballad or so. So, it's they have that flexibility to do whatever they want to do. And I've always been that way as well, because I love all kinds of music from, Beatles to Sade to Slayer and to anything in between. So, and also I love 60s stuff, Tiki's and, all the lounge stuff. I collect records and for years. And so Smash Mouth had a lot of those same sensibilities as I do with like the retro 60s kind of tiki culture. So that, I love that stuff too. So that fit right in as well.
That's awesome.
Cool. I have a bunch of questions on, like, people wanted to ask, like, online, if you want to, if I could pull those up real fast.
What are people saying in the comments? I haven't even opened it.
So,
not the same.
I'm interviewing the lead singer of Smash Mouth. Not any questions. Is this up? Hang on, no, it's not up, actually. Hold on. Bam. I put this up on, like, a Facebook. It's like, I said I try to get to everybody's questions. So I just put, like, a basic thing. Like, I'm interviewing the lead singer of Smash Mouth. Not any questions you want me to ask. Just kind of get some other people's stuff. I'm gonna go to real questions and like not trolls, obviously, but
what's it like being a loser?
they're just like roasting me when I pull it up. Yeah, I'm just like, oh well.
Shrek.
Let me see. I need to turn this banner off. It's in your guys' faces.
You just make up fake questions if no one's asking questions.
They're going to ask me as a bass player, so that's a question. That's like the probably hardest job to get in Smash Mouth. Probably. How does you feel? I think we already touched that one. How does he feel stepping into roles as lead singer, Smash Mouth, as they had such an iconic lead singer? I think, did we touch that? We kind of touched that, right? As if he has any pressure to perform. Bring it. FC's Trent Trump. That's crazy. Okay. What's Shrek like in person? I like that one.
He's different. He's different. He's different every time. I've met him many times. He's always different. Usually very sweaty and large and green.
Do you know the band's origin? Do you know the name origin story? Somebody's asking where Smash Mouth the name came from. Do you know that? Yeah,
I do. I think it was the original drummer Kevin who suggested it. It's just a name that for football, Smash Mouth football. It's like a saying. I think it was. Oh. Was it Mike Ditka or was it John Madden or somebody like that was like, that's a great game of Smash Mouth football. And it was just like, it was just like a football.
Cool.
and I guess that became the band's name, and like they didn't like it, but then it kind of stuck, and then now it's kind of iconic. But I don't think there's a whole lot of meaning to it besides that.
Justin saying Tellman's performance and his involvement with fans in the '90s cruise last month was incredible.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. We just did a '90s cruise a couple weeks ago. It was great. We
Oh, that's so cool. Oh yeah, they have those. They do like the rock cruises now, huh?
Yeah, it was cool. It was like we really bonded with all the other bands. It was like who is it? TLC on Vogue. They didn't bond with us. They just played and left. But
TLC was on there.
TLC on Vogue, Kid and Play, Sugar Ray, Tonic, Better Than Ezra, Fuel, Sponge. Who else? Hurricane from the Beastie Boys.
Nice. Wow, that's so cool.
Maxi Priest, who was amazing. He was so good. He was like my favorite. Everyone was great. Like I saw a lot of bands I haven't seen in a long time, or probably wouldn't have.
What was the name of the festival?
It's just called the '90s Cruise.
It was just called the '90s Cruise. Okay.
It's like on a boat, and it starts in Tampa, and then it went to Bahamas, and then Key West, and then back. So it's like 5 days, and then every band does like 2 full performances on different stages, and then you also do like 2 non-musical events. So like you host something, or Celebrity Jeopardy, or karaoke or whatever. So we did that. Then they had all the MTV VJs. Matt Pinfield was there. Downtown Julie Brown, we got down with her. She was awesome. We partied with her the whole week.
Yeah, the cruise. I just went to a cruise rave, like EDM festival, but they're so much fun. It's so much more intimate. Like it's so much smaller than like a regular festival. So you really get a chance to like not just like hang out with the fans, but like hang out with like the artists. I feel like it's
that's kind of what we did. I tried to. That's what that comment was about. Like I tried to really just get the most out of it, because Robin, the singer for Gin Blossoms, I did a gig with him a couple months ago, and he was going to be he was like the musical kind of like director, host. So he played some solo sets with other members of other bands. That was really cool. And he's a super cool guy, and like very social. And I asked him, like, so what's it like? What's it going to be like? And he's like, well, you have to either decide to be in your room the whole time or just be in the crowd, because once you're out your door, you're in the mix, So that was kind of the way it was. Like the first 2 days, nobody bothered me because nobody knew who I was, and we didn't play until the 3rd day. And then after that, it was just literally just like selfie times a million. It's like everyone knew my Zach. I was like, how do you all know who I am? It was weird, but everyone was super nice, and all the bands were great. It was just like super cool to see all the love for these bands, and they all did cool covers, and they all rotated venues. So like it was a theater one night, the pool stage one night. There's this great band that are friends of ours here in LA called Saved by the 90s, and they do only like all the 90s bangers. And so they were kind of like the house bands. They played like 5 sets. They did live band karaoke. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was
awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Did you guys spend like a day in the Bahamas?
Yeah, we did. Like we had like a full day off in Key West and a full day off in Bahamas.
Did they do like a stage on the island?
No, you just kind of walk. You just kind of walk around the touristy area of town and like bar hop and have lunch, and then you come back on the boat. That's all it was. Cool. You're not there for very long, just like during the day for a few hours. But no, the stages were all on the boat.
Okay.
And Key West was freezing, but Bahamas was nice.
Nice.
What was Kenny's asking now? What is the worst band you've ever toured with?
Oh, come on. Worst band you ever toured with? I don't think has anyone been mean to me? No one's been mean to me for a long time. I'm like, who's been mean to me? Everyone's nice. All the people we play with are all on the same circuit as us. They're all on that sort of 90s, 2000s circuit where they've been there, done that. They're all in their 40s, 50s. And it's like, everyone's cool. Like, Spin Doctors, Gin Blossom, Sugar Ray, Collective Soul, like those, Tonic. Oh, those guys are all our homies. Like we're on the same circuit as them. We see him in the airport lounge, and hey, you guys are doing the casino in Oklahoma. Yeah, we did it last weekend. So no one, at this point, like if you have an ego, you're not going to last long in this circuit.
Yeah,
it's humbling. Exactly. We're not flying on Lear jets, and we're not playing, the sports arena. We're working, and we're playing these gigs, and a lot of people show up every show. 10,000 people show up. It's crazy, like weekend after weekend after weekend. But it's work, and we're all professionals, and we've all been doing it for a long time. So really, nobody has been. I'm sure back in the '90s, the guys can tell you all kinds of stories. I've heard all kinds of stuff about the bands that were mean to them back in the day in the dressing room with the MTV Music Awards and all this stuff. But those aren't my stories to tell. So personally, I haven't had any issues with anybody. It's been all nice. So sorry.
Nice.
No dirt.
No dirt. Oh, well, another positive comment out. Zach Roach in the comments says that was my first CD. LOL.
I didn't hear anything you said. What?
He said, Zach in the comments saying it was his first CD. Smash Mouth was his first CD, I'm guessing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
This one says, please ask Zach if the band is willing to change their name to Smashburger.
How much you got?
How much you
love these hard-hitting journalistic questions you guys are coming up with.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna love these people I asked for these. These are people on my Facebook, so these are my high school friends, okay? Like, be nice. I'm sure. That's all that's left on Facebook is a high school friend. But I know I can get into more stuff. I just thought that was funny to bring up.
Like, I mean, if Smashburger comes up with the right amount of money, we could work a co-op deal.
Smashburger. Oh my god.
We do have a signature sandwich with Ike's Lovin' Sandwiches, the best sandwiches in the world, and we have the Hey Now You're an All-Star.
Really?
So, yeah,
that's awesome.
Where's that at? I saw a picture of that. I saw that on YouTube when I was doing my homework.
He has 100 locations, so they're everywhere. There's 3 just by my house here in LA on the west side of LA, so they're everywhere.
I saw you trying to make sandwiches. I'm like, this guy's never worked at a deli. I'm like, you're thinking you're a rock star, bro. He's like, I don't think the deli thing would work out, man. Like,
I was literally a sandwich chef for years, but looks like I'm a bit rusty.
I thought they were called sandwich artists.
Are you serious? You actually did that forever?
That was my day job. I was a cook for years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, wow.
But no, Ike has his own little. He's like, you have to slather it like this, then you have to do.
It was going to show you how to do it. Yeah.
It was like a tutorial. So yeah.
Okay, so you're doing his style for the first time. That makes way more sense for context. So I'm watching this I'm like, man, this guy's lucky to be a rock star right now. I'm like,
no, he was training us to work in his restaurant, so it's like you have to do a certain method. That's why.
That makes way more sense. That's way more context.
Definitely glad I'm a rock star, not a sandwich artist anymore.
No. That's what I was saying. But no, it looked great, man. I was watching that on the YouTube video.
They're awesome. Try them out. They're killer. Ike's, they're everywhere except for Nashville. Apparently, they haven't got to Nashville yet.
Cool. So they're East Coast, I guess, then?
I mean, they're in California. He's based in San Jose, so there's tons in California.
Everywhere. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. There's 100 locations, so they're everywhere, I guess.
Oh wow.
That's a lot.
Wow, 100 locations. That's fucking.
What's like the
baller?
What's like the coolest moment of being a rock star? I guess. Like, what's the best part?
I mean, there's really cool stuff. Like we do some cool shows where there's perks, and I get to bring my kids. Like we'll play the Kings game, or we'll play the Rams game, or Disney World, or go to Hawaii,
nice.
Or get the occasional private jet when the schedule doesn't work out, or get a sandwich named after us, or things like that. So it's like and then the kids get to tell their friends at school like, "Hey, my dad's got a sandwich. Let's go get a free one." So things like that are cool. Most of the time, most of the gigs are kind of the samey, because like the similar type of venues, or they're not, like I said, like when I saw you in St. Louis, I'm like, what was it? I can't jog my memory because it's like we've done so many of those shows where it's like an amphitheater or a street fair. It's like I need some kind of like anchor to remind myself which show that was. But when you do something cool, like you get to like play the Tampa Bay Lightning, opening night and ring the bell on ESPN, then hang out with the hockey players all night and bar hop. That's like making memories.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Shout out to Patty Maroon.
I used to love the Kings. I gotta go with the hometown, but I still like the Kings though, man. Like Gretzky back in the day, like Rob Blake and stuff. I used to love those guys, man.
Yeah, they're good again, and we went to a few shows. We played there at the halftime thing or the intermission, and the super cool organization treated us really well.
Yeah, what's that like playing? What's that like playing in a place you probably went to countless like hockey games before, and now you're part of the show? That's gonna be crazy, right?
Well, all the stuff around it is great. Like you get to hang out the whole day with your family in the VIP, suite, and like they give you jerseys with your names on it, and everyone's super nice and free. This and free that.
Names on it? That's sick.
Yeah, all that. That's all cool. But then the actual show is like, okay, you're playing 1 minute. Like you get one song and like you have to like wait for it's very technical. It's like playing TV is very technical. It's like there's no room
okay.
there's no room for error. So it's kind of nerve-wracking, the sporting events.
Yeah.
I haven't done the national anthem yet. I don't know if I would have the guts to do that or not. I haven't been asked, so we'll see if that ever happens.
Yeah, it's gotta be a lot, man. You from LA originally then?
No, I was born in New York City. I grew up in a really small town in Massachusetts in Cape Cod called Provincetown, like a really small artist kind of town. And then I lived in Hawaii for like 3 years after high school. And then I moved to San Diego for a long time. And then I've been in LA for about
I have a couple friends from Hawaii.
I've been in LA since 2012.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Not a local, but been here for long enough now where it's home.
No one's local to LA.
No.
Like
that's why it's empty during like the holidays. Everyone goes home.
I love
LA
that.
originally, Nikki?
Yeah, my whole family's from LA.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
They
you were
grew
from
up in Pasadena, La Cañada. Like my grandparents like immigrated from like one side was from Mexico, the other side was from Italy and Cuba. And yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know.
So yeah.
That's LA, melting pot.
Yep. So what is there anything that you haven't done that you would like to do, or like do you have any goals or aspirations as far as like the future goes?
Well, we haven't put out the new album yet. We just got done recording about 20 songs. So we're going to hone that down to a full album. So we have released like a bunch of singles with me on vocals, and we've released an entire Christmas album last Christmas.
Okay.
But we haven't done a full album of original music yet. So that's coming up in a couple months. Hope, definitely by summer, maybe before that. So that's kind of a goal, is to like put out all new music. There's venues I'd like to play, which we haven't done yet. I mean, I want to do the Greek Theater in LA. I want to do this Hollywood Bowl.
The Greek would be dope.
I want to do Red Rocks. I feel like
honestly,
a lot of the bands.
I gotta say, Red Rocks is probably one of my favorite venues. Hands down.
It was great. Yeah. So, and I see my peers playing it. We just haven't quite had that rotation yet. So hopefully next summer we'll be doing some of those venues.
Nice.
I mean, my goals.
My friend books for that would probably lose his fucking mind if I told him Smash Mouth was interested in playing there. Like he probably, I don't know if that's useful or not, but I'm just saying. Like I think my buddy was literally just telling me he's booking. He books something there. He's been like the main guy or somebody. Like I think he books events there.
All right, well, get with our people.
Yeah, he'd probably flip out, bro, hearing you say that's what I'm saying. So that may be something that's interesting.
I mean, I'm friends with the guys from Sublime for 30 years. Their new DJ or newish DJ Product. He was the DJ for that band Head PE. I don't remember if you remember those guys.
I love Head PE. Yeah, I saw him with Sean toured with him from Smile Empty Soul. He's my friend. He toured with him. I saw him a couple times. They're good.
So we were playing with those guys back literally 30 years ago in like 93.
You played with Smile and you played with Head PE too, right?
Smile
Empty Soul.
Yeah, totally. Smile Empty Soul. Yeah, play with those guys.
Yeah.
So there's like this production company in San Diego called SRH, run by Kevin Zinger. They have that Spade. They have the Cottonmouth. They basically Cottonmouth Kings was like their big kind of band, and they had a really big run with them. But they had a lot of other bands too. And then he has like a management company. He has the record label Suburban Noise. And so when Sublime, we used to play with those guys a lot back at the old SRH days. And when they got back together, like when Jacob took over, SRH became their management. So now he's their manager, my friend Kevin from 30 years ago. And then Product from Head joined as their DJ. So I'm like messaging with him, being like, dude, you're in Sublime now. He's like, dude, you're in Smash Mouth now. So it's just a trip. My point was that they played Red Rocks recently, and I was like, damn, man, I want to get on that. So we're just sort of like 1 degree away from like it all clicking into place and sort of like, hopefully. And then my other goal for like since I was a kid, which I don't know how realistic that is anymore, was always, because I grew up in New York City, was to be on Saturday Night Live. That was like always and then like I had this dream that one day I would be the host and the musical guest. And then that became a thing, like, Justin Timberlake or Ariana Grande. And I'm like, I don't know how realistic that is now at this age and like in this band, but that's still like in the back of my mind, like my goal of goals is Studio 8H.
That would be dope. That would be
host
like the
SNL.
pinnacle. Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean, how
really
do you
said it,
even
man.
like? Do you just like reach out to them and be like, "Hey, like,
I have no idea. I think
you should try. You should just reach out and be like, "Hey, I'd love to
You guys are
host."
huge. You can probably easily close that.
I think back at the very, very peak of All Star, they almost I heard a story. What was it that Paul said? They were basically in the final two bands to play SNL, and then the bands they ended up not picking them, and they picked, was it Sugar Ray or was it Third Eye? It was was it? Anyway, it was the band they were touring with. So the band's like, sorry, we're back in a couple days. We got to go play SNL, and they came back, and then I think it was Sugar Ray. So Paul's like, damn it, we're this close. And so I don't know if they didn't ask to play SNL when they sold like 12 million albums, I don't think they're going to ask us now. But I'm available if they want to ask. I'll hop on there with ASAP Rocky, with whoever.
Yeah,
Dude, no, I bet that.
Or
would
I'll just
work.
host. I don't have to be the musical guest. Me and Paul, the bass player, are super SNL nerds. So like every Saturday, he's like texting me. He's like, "This person was terrible. This person was great. I like so and so." What happened? Like still 50 years after the season 51, and we're still watching it.
Yeah. It's pretty epic. I mean, it's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Have you been watching since the beginning?
No, that was before I was even born. But like, I've been watching since
70s. Yes.
I went back. It started in 75. I went back and watched, a lot of the older episodes. But I mean, I grew up like I came of age during the Eddie Murphy years. And so like I like the 80s. So like I was super. Even though those were supposed to be the worst years, like except for Eddie Murphy. And then like the 90s and since then. But I've seen I've probably seen every episode and everything about it, and read every book and all that stuff.
Wait, the worst years were with Eddie Murphy?
Well, what they had the first 5 years, with the original cast, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Gilder, all them. And then after 5 years, they revamped it and they fired everybody, or everybody left, and they started fresh with an all new cast. And that cast was, infamously the worst cast of all time. They say but it was all really interesting. It was Randy Quaid. It was Iron Man. What's his name?
Robert
Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Like I'm trying to say Tony Stark in my head.
Joan Cusack. What's his name from Anthony Michael Hall from Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
It was like a really eclectic, interesting cast, but then it had Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo, and those guys were the standouts. So it became like the Eddie Murphy show. But then they revamped it, and like all the Spinal Tap guys came on a couple years later. So it's been through a million changes. But those were considered like the worst years of SNL. But I didn't know any better. I liked it.
I had the Chris Farley years when I was a kid.
That was really I wouldn't say the peak, but it was like definitely the golden era. The 90s was starting with that, going on into the Chris Farley, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, all that stuff. There's been a million. That's why people are like, when people are like SNL hasn't been good in since the original cast. I'm like, really? Because they discovered every single comedy star that's popular now. It's a pretty good ratio.
Exactly.
And they say in that voice too, like, yeah. It's called dumb guy voice.
You know what's the weirdest thing about your band, man? Like, okay, so All Star was like made for Mystery Men, but it's known for Shrek. I think that's kind of weird. Like it was like to be like I saw it from Shrek. I'm like, I never saw Shrek, so everybody started telling me this. And I'm like, I remember like Dane Cook's in that video, bro. Like that's like such an iconic video. It's like a huge video. Like,
yeah, the Mystery Man one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It had its moment, but I think that movie was like a big flop, from what I remember. Like I remember it came out and it was kind of a cult classic, but I don't think it was a big hit. So I think it kind of went away quickly. And then the way they used it in Shrek was so iconic because it's the opening credits. I mean, the movie literally starts with the opening credits. So that was like so iconic that it just like erased the whole Mystery Men connection, I think, in my mind.
Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, sorry.
I say I haven't rewatched Mystery Men in a long time. It's probably amazing. I just remember being like kind of.
I was a kid and it was the 90s and I thought it was good, bro. Or 2000s or something. I thought it was good, but I mean, it was just weird. I never seen Shrek, man. So to me, it was just weird. Everyone's like loves Shrek. So I like knows the band. I'm like that's how you know. I'm like, man, they had so many good songs. I'm like, it's just like a crazy. To me, it's like a crazy thing. But I mean, it's huge though. Iconic movie. But,
Yeah, they definitely got lucky because I mean, All Star is the opening credits, and I'm a Believer is the closing credits. So
that's crazy. That makes way more sense.
Just bookended, and that's just that'll never die.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Dude, like the coolest thing, man, I thought was like I was in the front because I'm a fucking music nerd and shit when I saw you guys play. But you asked the entire everybody like rushed the front, and I was like, that was fucking dope for a band like like a band like that to do. Like you just said everybody rushed VIP, which I thought was honestly awesome. Like
oh yeah. I get in trouble sometimes for that. I try to sometimes I forget to ask if it's okay, and then like because what happens a lot is like we'll play these venues where it's like that, where it's like kind of like a street fair, or like some public thing, but it's like a tons of people, but they have this like barrier, and it's like no fun because no one can come close to the stage. So or
all the fun people can't afford to get in every time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. They'll reserve the front for the VIP, but the VIP they give them away for free to people that don't show up. Like say if you play a casino, they'll reserve all the space up front for the high rollers, but the high rollers are all like 80 years old and they went home for the night, so they're empty. And so I'll just be like, after the first couple of songs, I'm like, we can come up front, and then like after the show, the tour manager will be like, we weren't supposed to do that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, sorry. So usually it's okay, but once in a while I get in trouble because it's more fun when, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Exactly.
Dude, no, it was like so. Yeah, so like for context, it was like basically like there's this huge VIP area basically, and then like a fence, and then like a shit like so many people like in the back where they can't get up front because of like the weird rules, and it'll just be like come on guys, and then they all just flood VIP, bro, and like it's like it turned into a better party, honestly, man, because I was already up there, and I'm like thought the same thing. Even I'm like there should be like way more people here, dude. That was crazy, like and then like they just like rush it. I'm like, that was cool, dude. Like, I mean, that was to me for a band like Smash Mouth to pull that. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? That's like you feel like when your band's that big, you have to be more PC and stuff. So when I see stuff like that, that's like to me, it's cool. I'm a fan of like that stuff.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a weird that stage setup was a weird one. That's not our normal stage setup. It was like at the end of a street in between buildings. It was kind of funky.
It was crazy though. A lot of people liked it, man. It was packed though, bro. I was like. I knew like I met you guys for lunch around that time, and then but I was like I was super hyped for Blind Melon, to be honest with you, and then you guys were just so much better. I hate even say like my soul can't even say that, but it was so much better. It was like crazy to see that.
Now I remember which one. Yeah, that was the one where we stayed in that big like bank building downtown, right? Because it was like a festival, and I think Quiet Riot played the next day.
Oh, okay.
I ran into Rudy Sarzo from Ozzy's band from Quiet Riot in the hotel. We took a picture together. And because I remember I met the Blind Melon guys, Chris Squire, the guitar player, super nice, and his kid is his guitar tech. And they also have a new lead singer. I think he's been in the band for like 17 years or something, but like, not Shannon Hoon. And he sounds great. And it was like, two 90s bands with new singers. Everyone had a good time.
That is funny to think about it like that. That is funny to think like that. But it was good.
So you're going to be at Rockville in Florida, right?
We are. I don't know.
Nice.
Are you?
I don't know. Are we? Where'd you hear that? I don't think we are.
I mean, according to the reports, allegedly.
Many people are saying. I don't. What? I have no idea. We could be. We're playing Florida like a bunch of times in April, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it says. Hang on. Based on
you guys were on the lineup for Rockville.
Wait, it says it here. It says it on Facebook, but then like AI says no. Like AI says no, Facebook says yes. It's weird. Like so far, I'm like
listen to AI. AI is always right. Listen to AI. I honestly don't. I don't think we're playing Rockville, but I'll if we are, I'll be there. I don't know. Go to zachgoody.com to find out.
We're at Rockville too. I didn't know you guys were going to be there. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to be. So we're actually covering Rockville.
What's the date?
May 7th through 10th, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we are, but I have no idea. because I'm not looking at my schedule right now.
Google conflicts. No, it makes no sense even when you Google it, bro. Like some places say you are, and some places say you aren't. Like even when Googling it, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's like it should just have a definite answer.
Is it maybe it was a previous year, because sometimes I'll look up like a festival and it'll have like, you know, Coachella last year's lineup is the first thing that comes up. Maybe it's an old year. I don't know.
I couldn't. Yeah, it said both.
That's a pretty big festival, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah,
fun.
I feel like I would know if we were playing that.
Yeah, 250,000 people, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's you know, medium size for us. Anywhere from like
it's going
anywhere from
backwards a
like,
little bit, you know.
anywhere from that to like 1 million people is just an average weekend.
What is your biggest show? Because your band does pool. Like, what's the biggest show you've been a part of? Probably with the Smash Mouth then.
Those festivals that we do in Latin America have been the biggest so far. I mean, we played Pittsburgh, like the suburbs of Pittsburgh last summer, and 20,000 people showed up, like outside in this big field. Like, and we were the only band. It was crazy. And it wasn't even in Pittsburgh. It was like this random, I can't remember the name of the town, and you have to drive like up this winding road past this like little like tiny little town. I was like, no one's going to be here. And then we showed up and it was 20,000 people. I was like, what? This is the craziest. We weren't the only band. There was an opener, but we were the headliner or whatever. That was a trip. But the other bands, like we played in Peru a couple times. We played in,
what's that like? I might check one of those shows out. So was that like just thousands of people from like everywhere or from down there? Or like
I mean, we did have some international people. So like when we played Guadalajara and we did Monterrey too, this big festival in Monterrey. A couple summers ago with like the Killers and like all these bands. It was, you know, those festivals are all huge, and the Latin American fans are just like incredible. There's like so much fun and so positive. But
we should cover that, Nikki. We should cover like a festival down there like that.
Yeah.
What we did last summer in Peru was cool. It was like there was like 3 or 4 stages, and there was like a metal stage. So it was like Marilyn Manson, Avenged Sevenfold, and Anthrax were like the 3 big bands on that stage. And then our stage was us, the Hives, and
the Hives. Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh, Capital Cities, that like kind of like sort of like EDM band who are, you know, they're cool too. Yeah. We hung the whole weekend with them. That was a trip because those guys are all sort of like normal LA looking, like kind of like dad, like you wouldn't notice they were in a band. There's like regular cool dudes, and we were, you know, I don't look like that crazy either. I guess, well, I have tattoos, whatever. But we were in the airport on the day after, waiting to catch our plane, and we're just like having coffee and just like waiting for them to board, and no one's asking us for autographs or, you know, selfies. It's like, you know, and then like all of a sudden just like this buzz happens, and we look, and it's Marilyn Manson and Avenged Sevenfold in full pancake makeup and leather platforms with his girlfriend, with a full entourage of security, just comes through the whole airport, and the whole place just like it's like Beatlemania, and they're like selfies, da, 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 and then like gets in the plane. They all take up all of first class. We just walk past them. We're like, now boarding group 2, and we're like, doo-doo-doo. We just like walk past him. We're like, hi, Marilyn. You know? He's putting on his headphones, trying to find the movie, and then we have the flight back to the States, whatever it was, you know, 15 hours, whatever. And then I get off on the baggage carousel, and it's just me and Marilyn Manson. And I'm just sitting there. I say, I want to say something, but I don't know what to say. So I'm just like, good set. We played before you. And he was just like, just walked away.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay.
Oh,
Manson's set still rules too. I saw him with Alice Cooper, man. Like Manson rules live still too.
Yeah, he puts on a great show.
So good, man.
So yeah, so that things like that, those experiences are always a trip, you know. The people you meet, like this couple months ago, I'm like, we're in first class, like we got upgraded, and so we're sitting there, and I look over, it's Eric Estrada, Punch from Chips, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And so he was like, couldn't have been nicer, like the nicest guy I've ever met, like perfect teeth. He's like 76. He's like, hey, how are you? And we walked through the airport together for like 20 minutes, and like nobody cared about me, and just every single person was like, hey, Punch, I got a picture, And he was like, every night, gotta go, yeah, no problem. Super accommodating, couldn't have been nicer. Yeah, the random people you meet on this journey are quite interesting. It's always somebody new. Every weekend, it's like some random rocker or comedian or just, you know, somebody who's on the same circuit as us. You know, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Duluth. Oh, yeah, we're going to Peoria. You know, crossing paths in the airport lounge. It's a trip.
That's how travels with
That's
comedy too.
awesome.
Just like every city is so awesome, man. Like just seeing that. You've been touring forever though, man. Like too, right? You've been how long have you been touring now? I guess like with like all your bands and stuff.
I mean, for my whole career, but I've never really toured this way extensively in terms of like I did more like regional. We weren't a famous band, so like we would just like get the van and go to go to Vegas or go to San Francisco or go to Arizona and go Southern California and do that little circuit. Um, but this is different where we usually fly to most places just because we it's one show. So we fly Friday, we'll play the show Saturday, and then we'll fly home Sunday. If there's two shows, we'll add an extra day. But so it's definitely like definitely a change of a lifestyle because you're constantly every Thursday or Friday you're going to the airport and then you're on a plane and then sometimes internationally where you're there for 20 hours and then you're back the next day and then you're home. So it's kind of cool because you're home during the week for your kids or for your your normalcy a little bit. You can go to the gym, you can try to eat right and do your thing for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you fly Friday, craziness for 72 hours, and you fly back home to normalcy again. So it does wear on you because it's like you have to kind of like turn it off and turn it on, but you're also not gone from home for 6 or 8 weeks or a year at a time. So it's just a different method, and that's kind of the way that most of the bands in that circuit do it these days, because you never know where you're going to be playing. Like this Saturday it's a casino in Oklahoma. Next Saturday you're in San Francisco. So they don't all connect. So it only makes sense to fly there. You can't just crisscross in a van your whole life, to play one show. It's just more,
right.
It's just like the new kind of paradigm of how it works with this level of touring. So there's good and bad.
I think it's an age thing too, man. I bet even Smash Mouth started out with the van thing, bro. Yeah, like, I bet it's just like people just put in enough time, man. And then you're flying, man. It's like same with comedy. It's like bro, I like slept in like a Pathfinder and stuff. Like playing a barn grill for like 14 people and shit. In some town no one's ever fucking heard of and I'll never remember. And then and just doing that on and on. And then like now it's like I'm flying. It's the same thing. I think we're just older, man. Like it's just part of life. Like you just get more successful as you grow, dude. Like
You hope so. I mean, that's the goal anyway.
The goal. You have anyway, right? Like you have anyway. It seems like
living the dream.
It's good. You have questions, Nikki? Sorry, I feel like I'm just like asking a million things.
No, I think you're badass. I would hope to see you at Rockville. I thought for sure it's on the lineup that you guys were coming, but maybe you're not. I don't know.
That's Mash South, a loving tribute to Smash Mouth.
Smash Burger's gonna be there.
Smash Burger, a loving tribute to Smash Mouth.
Burger. Okay, yeah. I'll make a mental note. That.
No, if you are there, we'll say that's cool. That's funny though. Like,
we'll be there if we can.
It's crazy that the American dream is that, man. It's like a weird thing. It's like just like only like in America could that happen. Just like being like just anyone's job, like anyone on the screen's job. Really, to be honest, it's just like it's amazing. It's amazing seeing it happen. I know so many people that try to like do bands like that, and like it's cool. Like and I know Sean too. You guys like he's a great guitar player, man. Like
yeah.
But like you guys are just killing it, man. Like you guys are just like is it weird? Like or what is the role in like writing with you guys in your new album? I guess that's important. Like what do you guys is it like the like one guy kind of dictating, or is it like a bunch of guys vibing? Or like how is it? How does that all work? Like do you write lyrics and stuff or?
This particular album, most of it is Paul, the founding member, because he has all this backlog of songs that he's been wanting to do for years. And he hasn't had a chance to really present because he wasn't really the primary songwriter for most of the time. So now that he's kind of like the main guy, he has all these songs that he wants to get out, and that's cool. So basically, he's pretty specific about what he wants, and and then we kind of play the parts to his vision, and then we also were encouraged to write songs. So I wrote 5 songs. 4 of them they liked and we recorded, and then for those songs I kind of tell them what to play ish. I'm pretty loose with them. I can just put a cool bass line, but I'll say this is how the guitar is about, so you basically kind of to give them an idea and let them roll with it. And then Klooster, the keyboard player, wrote 2. So we have like 19, and of those I think like 4, 5, 6, 13 were Paul's, 4 were mine, 2 were Klooster's. And so
that's cool, man. That's cool, dude.
And so we'll see. I mean, we'll see which one. We're gonna tone those. We're gonna trim it down to like probably 10 or 12 songs. So they might all be Paul songs. I don't know. We don't know yet. Whichever ones come out the best, I guess.
What's your writing process like for Smash Mouth? Like, what do you like? What is your process personally?
For me personally, I took the approach of sort of like trying to write I don't want to say as a character, but like I listen to the things that make them successful and what makes them special. And I try to sort of like get in that vibe, as opposed to when I write my own music, it's a whole different, I do it acoustically. I'll do it with poetry. I'll do it with like, different ideas. Like this, I kind of came up with like a grand idea for like a hook of like a name, a title, song title. And I tried to write the song around that. And then I tried to make all 5 of my songs different genres so that, I could have an sort of like a variety to offer them and say, hey, which one do you like the best? So like, one of them was sort of like a 60s, kind of like a go-go, like throwback 60s kind of vibe song. One of them was like a power pop sort of like kind of vibe. One of them was almost like pop, like just like upbeat, sort of like a pop, like radio song. One was a reggae, kind of punk reggae song. And then one was like a synth ballad. That's the one they didn't like. But, and so like I try to like make each one a distinct style but also a style that encompasses Smash Mouth, because Smash Mouth really does have this sort of like, punk throwback 60s kind of like, they have reggae ska elements. And I did that, and I tried to really put attention onto lyrics, because in my own music, I tend to write more poetic and more sort of like abstract lyrics. Whereas if you look at Smash Mouth songs, most of which were written primarily by Greg Camp, the guitar player, he writes very specific lyrics. Like he tells a story, and if you look at Walking on the Sun, if you look at All Star, if you look at this, Then the Morning Comes, the biggest hits, they all have
He wrote
3.
those lyrics?
What's that?
Sorry, he wrote those lyrics?
Greg wrote all that, yeah.
Okay, awesome. The great lyrics. Sorry, I didn't even interrupt. That's my question.
Yeah, and they are great lyrics, and he's very clever with the turn of phrase. He writes very clever lyrics, and he tells a story. So it's like not like where you do verse, second verse, the third verse repeats. He always does a third verse that like it resolves the story, and sometimes a fourth verse. He has a bridge. He has there's like a cool keyboard part. So like all those elements I tried to think about, and not just write a song that Zach would write, but what would be a Smash Mouth song. So we'll see if I succeeded or not, once they're recorded. I think the goal of this, or what I was told the goal of this album was to kind of do more of like a punk throwback, punk ska album, kind of to go back to the early days.
Nice.
So I think a lot of Paul's songs are in that vein, more punk ska, fast and like fun and just like loose, crazy songs. Whereas the ones that I wrote, like I said, are all kind of different styles. So we'll see how that meshes together. And if it works, it works. Because I think, like if you listen to the first album, Fush You Mang, the whole album is punk ska, except for Walking on the Sun, which is the one hit.
Yeah, dude, yeah. That's a great album. I love that album, man. I love that since I was a kid, dude. Like it's like
Yeah, we've been doing a lot more live. We do like I say half of it live, So I think we're adding Padrino back into the set this summer. We do Flow, Beer Goggles, Nervous in the Alley, Walking on the Sun, a couple others. So yeah, we do like about half of it live still, and then about half of AstroLounge, and then a couple covers mixed in, and then a couple new songs, a little bit of everything.
That's awesome, man. That's good. What did you expect before you met the guys from Smash Mouth? When you heard you got the job or whatever? What was your feelings at first or whatever?
I had no expectations because I had nothing to compare it to. My only concern was that his voice is so low, and like I tend to have a higher tenor voice. Like my range is different than his, so I was just worried that it was like I wouldn't be able to sound like him enough for people to think it was believable, or for me to get the gig, or to sustain it in a live situation. I thought I'd be too like chest, but people seem to think I sound a lot like him, and it's been 5 years, and the shows are all great. So, and the band is happy, and management's happy, and so I think it's working well. So that was really my only concern, was that just like it wouldn't be a match, I didn't have any expectations of the band guys because I didn't know who they were. So I didn't hear anything. I didn't really know that much about the background of the band, except for the hits and the fact that he was not in the band anymore. So I really didn't know what to expect. So yeah, I just went in there just, open-minded, and just kind of met Paul and the other guys and kind of just vibe with them, and did my homework. That's the most important thing. I just did my homework and practiced on my own until, the actual final audition happened, and, I guess did okay.
So that was the process. They were auditioning singers?
Yeah, well, a lot of it was online first. Like, hey, can you tape I did like a video audition of a couple, the 2 hits, and they liked those. Then we talked on the phone for a while, and then they flew me up to talk to Paul and meet him and to see if we vibed. And we played along with just me and him to like a live track to see, before the other guys, because they all live in different places, before the other guys actually came to meet me. And I think we did like 5 or 7 songs. And that all went really well. And then kind of after the process of a couple months, then they had me come up. I think they got it down to like 4, like the final 4. And then we all auditioned the same day. I didn't meet the other contestants. And, I did whatever those songs, and we had a good vibe and good chemistry, and it sounded good, and everyone seemed to be happy. And then, a couple days went by, and they called up and offered me the gig.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool story, man. Like, what do people? What do your friends and stuff say about it? Like, is there any like funny stories with that? Like, like that now that you're in a band, everybody sort of probably like just all of a sudden that they probably thought of otherwise, even.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends all of a sudden that didn't talk to me 5 years ago. No, everyone's. I've been friends with. I have childhood friends I grew up with in a small town that are still cool with me. I mean, the good thing about this gig is that we play so many strange places that like almost every other show, you're in some place where some guy lives that I haven't seen him for 30 years. And you're like, oh, we're in Baltimore, we're in so and so someplace in Illinois, and like, hey, we don't know anybody in this town. We have 30 guest passes. Come on out and bring your family. And so they'll come out, and high school friends or people you used to know here and there. And so that's happened a ton of times. They'll bring their kids out and bring them backstage. You give them the VIP treatment and the deli platter and Jaeger shot.
That's so cool.
Whatever. And so that's always cool. And that's the most fun of the gig is sharing it with other people. And like
yeah.
Otherwise, it gets monotonous because it's the same. It's kind of a grind, but if you have friends there if they bring their family, it's it's cool.
Yeah.
So get to show off a little bit. So no, everyone's been cool. Everyone's been very supportive and super stoked for me. I mean, I'm the kid in high school who was like, I'm not going to college. I'm going to be in a band. I'm going to be a famous rock star. And I've never I've never wavered from that, for better or for worse. For relationships come and go, and they kind of knew I was that guy in high school who was in the band, who was like going to be that guy. And so, all these years later, now that it's actually happening, people are very happy for me and super positive, and they love to see it. So it's fun.
That's so cool, man. That's such a great story. I'm glad I asked that, man. That's such a cool story. Like, was there anything else you want to cover before we get on, Nikki? Like, we've been on about an hour, so I don't want to keep everybody the whole night and stuff. I mean, got a bunch of people watching, so I mean,
I think we covered past, present, future. We're going to be at SeaWorld this weekend.
That's cool.
What's in Orlando? In Orlando, not going to be there. What's that?
Free the wheels.
I know, right?
So you're playing SeaWorld, you said?
Yeah, they do a concert series, so there's like a lot of big bands playing. I mean, it's like
That's so cool.
The guys from NSYNC. I mean, there's like Flo Rida. There's a million bands, like not all the same day, but it's like all throughout the summer or the spring, whatever. They have a concert series. So yeah, we do that every year, and then we do Disney World every year. I think we're doing. What are we doing? We're doing a 2-week Brazilian tour coming up with Spin Doctors at the end of April. Last 2 weeks of April. That should be cool. I haven't been there yet.
I met them at Urban and Beyond, I think, man. Like the singer's like really nice guy. I was a big Spin Doctors fan too, man. And meeting him, he was just a very nice, smart guy. Like I didn't spend much time with him, maybe like 15, 20 minutes, but he seemed cool, bro.
Yeah, the whole band is super cool. We played a bunch of shows with them. They're all really nice, and Chris, the singer, is just like very smart, very cool, articulate, and very thoughtful. He's just a cool dude, and we've actually become pretty good friends and like text and things like that. And kind of guy where actually when he comes to LA, he actually looks me up and is like, hey, let's hang out, as opposed to like, hey, let's do lunch sometime. So that's been kind of cool because like the bands I used to watch on MTV 30 years ago, I'm now like friends with and playing with again. So it's like Chris, Mark from Sugar Ray, Robin from Gin Blossoms, all these people that they're all cool dudes, and they're all like been there, done that, and they're happy to see the band continue on, and thrive with me, kind of keeping the legacy alive. So they're all great, and it's been nothing but love, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, I met the Gin Blossoms in Kentucky also. They were pretty cool too. They were a lot of cool bands. Like it's to me, I feel the same way you do. Is what I'm trying to say is I'm like some kid from like a town in Missouri, you know. Like so when you meet all these like cool people, you're just like, well, I mean, this is like what I can totally identify with that. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's just some kind of cool feeling. I'm glad you probably have to work way harder for it, man. Like I imagine I imagine playing music and stuff's gotta be like you gotta work way harder. I'm just like open like a laptop. I'm like, I feel like your job's way harder probably, but
parts of it are, yeah. Parts of it are hard.
Yeah. It's similar to comedy, like you're traveling nonstop. I mean, it's similar to that. Like, I mean, if I'm doing a bunch of shows, it's probably pretty similar. But do you guys ever do the bus thing? You just fly every time, or do you ever do a bus thing?
Yeah, we do the bus here and there. It depends. Like if we have like 3 or 4 shows in a row, and it's like the routing is weird, where we're playing, someplace that's like not near an airport, and we have to be so and so by so and so, then we'll do the bus too. So yeah, we do both, but it's usually, I'd say 90% of the time it's on a plane.
Yeah, buses are fun for like short runs. Like it was just like somewhere like interesting or something. I don't know. I like that, man. I like the bus runs too, man. Like
yeah, the bus is fun. I mean, we all want to be in a bus because then you can like park your stuff and have your Wi-Fi and take a nap.
Let's go for tour.
Running through an airport all the time, but it happens here and there.
Yeah.
Dude, no, that's cool, man. Like, you have any questions for us before we go?
Now bring that weather guy back for like 20 minutes. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I love Frank, man. He's never wrong's the craziest part. Like he'll say all this weather, and I'll look it up and stuff. Anything I've ever looked up has never been wrong.
Amazing.
That's
all right.
crazy.
Well, I'll be sure to listen to him at 12 o'clock on the Hate Street podcast.
Dude.
But no, man. Just you can find out what we're doing. Smash Mouth Official on Instagram. I'm Divided by Zach on Instagram, or Zach Goody. My real name is Zach Goody, Goode. Come look me up. Say hi. Come to a show. Say you heard me here, and I'll see you guys all on the road.
Cool.
Well, thanks again for doing this, man. I appreciate you guys. Great music and stuff. Then, Nikki, anything you want to throw? You got any shows coming up before we go down?
I'm doing a comedy show tonight at the Dime on Fairfax at 10:30. Doing some stand up.
Wait, you're in LA?
So, yeah, you're in LA.
Oh, wow. You better hurry up. Oh, it's not even 8. You're good.
Smash Mouth will be there. I'm just joking.
Smash Mouth is going to be there. They're going to feature.
Yeah, Zach's will jump up on the mic too, like now.
Maybe. Yeah, put some pants on first.
I have shows coming up. I'm not sure what they are right now, but you can look at my website or something, AnthonyRogers.us. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys all. I appreciate everybody watching as well as you guys for joining us. Like thousands of people watching. Thank you guys for spending your Tuesday night watching us on a Zoom call. It's really cool to have awesome guests like this. It wouldn't happen. Like I wouldn't have cool co-hosts and cool guests like this if people weren't watching. To be delusional. So thank you all for watching and listening. And check out Smash Mouth's new album. When does it come out?
No idea, but by summertime.
The drummer. It's always the drummer that knows the band. I feel like if I ask any question to the singer, like what do you play? Like I don't know. The drummer's always like, it's this time. Like the drummer always knows.
Tell me where to show up.
All right, cool. We'll see y'all.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.